San Diego Comic-Con was last week, and I think out of all the announcements that were made at the event, the first image of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman probably had the largest reaction. Also, apparently the new Mad Max trailer was a big hit, but that's another topic. Reaction to the costume has been mixed, because of course it has. I honestly don't know how to feel about it myself. On the one hand, she looks like Wonder Woman. There's no question about it. I take back everything I've ever said about Gal Gadot not having what it takes. She's got the look, the build, the presence. She looks like she can handle it, and I'm sure she'll be just fine. On the other hand, the costume looks like it's just one color. I mean, I can't tell if it's red or brown or dark gold or some weird combination of all three. Every image released for this movie so far has been monochromatic. It flies in the face of the much more colorful look of the Avengers. Also, I know a lot of people were complaining about the boots being really high and the heels being really big, but as an ignorant straight man, I didn't really notice and it didn't really bother me. My point is that this image pretty much sums up my feelings about San Diego Comic-Con as a whole. And it's great and wonderful and all that, but it's not what it was, and for that matter, it's really not what it should be. I think it's safe to say that San Diego Comic-Con isn't what it used to be. Same thing goes for the New York Comic-Con. What started as a simple gathering of like-minded fans has transformed into an explosion of people trying to look at cool crap or maybe see a celebrity. And this really isn't a bad thing per se, but if you ask me, this is coming at the cost of the con's identity. When you talk to the average Joe about Comic-Con, they think it has something to do with actors who go to promote their movies or TV shows to a whole bunch of people dressed as weird things. You'll never hear anybody talk about the comic book aspect of Comic-Con unless they're into comics. Like, did you know that there was news on Star Wars at Comic-Con? Yeah, Marvel announced 3 new books that they're going to release next year. Star Wars, Darth Vader, and Princess Leia. All 3 of these books look amazing. But did they make BuzzFeed's list of 21 most amazing moments at Comic-Con? No. But Mark Ruffalo fangirled behind Paul Rudd this year. And apparently I needed to know that. Another side effect of this Hollywood invasion, if you want to call it that, is it's become much harder for smaller vendors to have any sort of a presence there. Many vendors have said that this is going to be their last year at San Diego Comic-Con because it's just too expensive and not worth it. And this seems to be having an effect on the con as a whole. Websites like IO9 are stating that there are just as many losers of Comic-Con as there were winners, maybe more so losers. Things you think would have a big presence at Comic-Con, like The Hobbit, the new Ninja Turtles movie, The Legend of Korra, the previously mentioned Batman vs Superman, all had less than stellar showings. It seems like nobody really knows what to make of San Diego Comic-Con anymore. And I feel like this feeling of uncertainty is going to creep into the New York Comic-Con much faster than we expect. So I think it may be time for both conventions to reevaluate what they are. Now I'm going to suggest something crazy here, so just stick with me for a minute. I think they should cancel Comic-Con for 2015. Take a year off and rethink everything. What the Comic-Con was back in the day, what it is now, what it should be, and what it has to be. I'm not saying to go completely back to the roots and just be a comic book focused con, but maybe it's time to get away from being an orgy of pop culture. They did the same thing with E3 back in 2007 and 2008. They downsized it so dramatically they had it in hotel conference rooms. It sucks, don't get me wrong, but it humbled them in a way and it made them reevaluate what E3 should be. And if you look at it now, it's great. At least according to what Bob tells me. So maybe a dramatic restructuring is what San Diego Comic-Con needs. And New York Comic-Con too, for that matter. Hell, New York Comic-Con should take a lesson from Special Edition, which I went to this year, and it was just a comic book focused con, and it was glorious. It was a small, intimate affair where there weren't a lot of people. You can just go right up to booths and buy without knocking into people. You can walk right up to the creators and say hi to them. Now last year I actually got the chance to go to San Diego Comic-Con, and it was incredible. I had tons of fun. I got to meet so many wonderful people. I got to check out so much awesome crap. I met the original Black Ranger, for God's sakes. But as awesome as it was, I could never stop getting out of my head that I'd never seen so many people before in my life. And it's seriously not just the convention floor either. The whole town gets in on it. There were people cosplaying in the streets all across San Diego. The entire time I was there, I just kept thinking, this is too much, this is too much. And again, I've been to New York Comic-Con and it's a nightmare, but it's nothing on the level of San Diego. So let's see if they can rethink Comic-Con to make it a better experience, not just for the vendors and the booths, but for the fans too, for everybody. Because let's be real, they can't keep doing this. They can't keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger until it just goes kaboom. I'd be okay with them downsizing and making it ridiculously small and hell, maybe even exclusive to press, if it means that we're going to get a better con experience out of it in the future. They're probably not going to listen to me, but hey, I'm offering free advice here. These are just my thoughts on the matter. What are your thoughts on the matter? Let me know down below. Or hit us up on Facebook and Twitter to talk about your con experiences, whatever con they may be. And as always, like if you like, subscribe if you really like, share this video with your friends. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. So I think it's safe to say we've all heard the news by now that Thor's now a chick and Captain America's now a black guy, right? I mean, this was mainstream news. It broke on The View and The Colbert Report. When was the last time you saw mainstream television give a damn about comic books that didn't involve a movie tie-in?
I had a Kickstarter project a couple of years ago.
That was one of the ones I backed, one of the 4.
It was a comic book called Uncanny Undergrads. Nobody wanted it. It didn't get funded. And that told us that nobody wanted it. It was a stupid idea.
Exactly.
So we didn't do it.